Hello people, and welcome to my review of the Tuttminx. This puzzle, I got it like 2 weeks ago, and it is a very beautiful looking puzzle. And for its size, I thought this would turn pretty poorly, but it turns really well. It's very smooth. I have mine pretty tight right now, and I'll go over why that is later. But if you loosen it, you can actually do some... I can kind of get it right now, but not really. You can actually do some finger tricks on it, which is very surprising for something like this. This puzzle was only recently factory made. It was made by Lee Tutt in 2005, hence the name Tuttminx. Named it after himself. And it's a lot of fun to solve. It does not solve like a giant Megaminx as one would think. And that's because of something called Fudging, which it can't do. Well, it says it can do it, but it can't, to be honest. I'll go over that in a bit. Actually, no, I'll go over that right now. Basically, the puzzle, it says on the website and on the sheet that it comes with that it can do something called Jumbling, which basically, if you don't know what that means, there's a link in the description to Graham Cohen talking about jumbling, what it is, definition of it. So basically what jumbling is, it says a puzzle can do kind of an irrational turn in a sense. It can turn a piece, and then it can turn another piece which shouldn't be able to be turned. And by doing this, the puzzle will bandage itself as you're solving it. And if you were to try and make the puzzle not bandage itself, you would have to make an infinitesimal number of cuts, and it would not function at all anymore. So that's basically what jumbling is in a sense. Watch the video about it. It'll make much more sense than what I'm explaining. But what this puzzle says it can do with jumbling is basically, as you can see, there is this shape of piece. There's two different shapes of piece. There's this one which has like fat and a skinny end, fat and a skinny end, and then this piece that's all skinny. So there's two different shapes of edges. And what you could do on the original Tuttminx, you couldn't do a turn that was 60 degrees on the hexagonal faces. You would have to do 120-degree turns. You could still turn the pentagons freely, like however many degrees. But you would have to turn all the hexagonal faces 120 degrees. Kind of two turns in a sense. What they tried to do with this puzzle was, if you keep the puzzle tight like I have it, then you can't really do these turns. It'll function like the original puzzle. And if you have it loose, it will be able to jumble. And by that, I mean it will be able to do this, turn like this, 60 degrees, and then another turn like that. I have it kind of tight, so it's not going to go all the way, but then from there you can do another turn. This isn't actually jumbling. This is what is known as fudging, according to Oscar Van Deventer. That's the term he coined for it. That's fudging. You're forcing a piece. You're keeping the puzzle loose so you can force a piece to go into a slot that it normally wouldn't be able to, which is a pretty cool concept, but it doesn't really work very well on this puzzle. Even when it's loose, you can fudge, and you can turn this, and then I can turn another piece, right? But if you do it too much, the puzzle will completely lock up, and you will not be able to solve it. You will have to take the puzzle apart, and with this many pieces, that can be kind of a pain in the ass to do. So that really is my biggest quirk with the puzzle. I really don't like that it can't do that, but I'm really okay with it. It's not really a big deal because I can just solve it like a normal Tuttminx, rather than if I could do the fudging moves, this would solve exactly like a Megaminx. It would just be a giant Megaminx. But because of that fudging, it adds an extra challenge, and you just turn each side twice. It's not really a big deal. But because of that, I sort of wish I had bought I don't know what the word is for that, a Inverse Football Minx 2, which is, or Inverse Football Minx 1, I like here's a photo of it. Basically, it has white on all of the pentagonal faces, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, you saw in the picture. And so because of that, you won't ever accidentally turn one of these 60 degrees, because then if you turn it 60 degrees, this would have a white side. This would have some white on the hexagonal face, and you'd be like, oh no, that's wrong. I can just turn like that. So it's kind of just like a safety measure, so you can tell whether you've accidentally fudged or not. So I kind of wish I'd gotten that puzzle, but I'm still extremely satisfied with this purchase, and I think it is a very fun puzzle to solve. It takes a long time. It's not that difficult though. It's pretty easy to figure out. You just need to have a fair bit of intuition. It's a very intuitive puzzle. I figured out the whole puzzle on my own. Took me a while to get the... Well, not really. It took me about as long to get the last layer. The last layer is what people say takes the longest and is the most difficult layer. It took me about as long as the other layers, but I don't know. I'm just that amazing. No. So, other than that, I don't really have any other quirks with the puzzle. It's very fun. I would definitely recommend this. Maybe get either the inverse Tuttminx one or the regular Tuttminx one, or one of the other Tuttminxes if you want. Tuttminx 1 is my favorite, the inverse. Yeah. Very, very good puzzle. Very good quality. I can't believe they would actually were able to mass produce a puzzle. It's a puzzle that no one thought would be able to be mass produced, just because, I mean, look at this thing, it's a beast. So that ended up really being more of a rant on the jumbling / fudging feature of this puzzle, but that's really the main issue I wanted to get across with it. Other than that, it's a very nice puzzle. I've looked online how to maybe like tension it better so that way it will be able to fudge well, but it doesn't seem like it can be done with this puzzle, like to have it function perfectly with that happening, the fudging, basically. But I would really still recommend this puzzle to anyone who enjoys solving something big like this. It's not going to solve like a Megaminx unless you can get that fudging to work, and if you can, I mean, tell me, because that's what I first wanted to do with this puzzle, but actually I kind of like it better without being able to solve it like a Megaminx. The tension still, you have to keep it pretty tight if you want it to not fudge. So I do keep it pretty tight, which isn't a big deal. It still turns really well. As you can see, I've been turning it this whole time I've been talking. If it locks up, I really just take the palm to it, go like that. Should free it up. And yeah, very nice puzzle.